garage, clickety-clack, along main lines, rickety track.
She whispers softly in my ear,
just to say your last name.
Just find a place to make the set to get easy.
that's just the way it is. Sit down, see when things can only get better.
Yet the same in so many ways.
I no recollection of the last time I came in.
But if we get much closer, I could lose control. And if your heart surrenders, you'll need me to hold.
I wouldn't be myself without you. Take a piece, take a picture of me. I don't care what happens, see, 'cause I know I'm happy.
Very, very good evening to everybody. This is episode 20 of our Can Do Arts for Sustainable Development open mic for open minds in association with Rivo Lounge. And me, of course. And in case you don't know, my name is Brian Reid. You can find me on Instagram as at Usthree. Okay, I know that's a bit pretentious, but it seemed right to me. And hey, it's a free country. All right, so I can call myself whatever the hell I want. It's hard to really quantify what kind of a journey we've been on. Last week was a particularly busy one in the Can Do Arts firmament, because there were people in and out of the studio all week. I was doing interviews left, right and centre, and plus we were like sort of gravitating afterwards to like that sort of post creative get together, socially distanced appropriately of course, in various establishments in the town where not too much alcohol was imbibed, but just enough to grease the wheels of community and conviviality. It was really, really good. So I want to take the opportunity to thank everybody that's been involved in that, especially Tommy Deedigan, who came back from Manchester to get involved in everything. And in fact, to the whole Deedigan diaspora, which is helping to direct these rays of sunlight into our community via this open mic, which I have to say has been one of the most productive and enjoyable episodes of my artistic endeavours, for want of a better word. You know, everybody at Can Do has been so bought into this project and really brought everything that they've got, which is a considerable amount, to bear in terms of supporting and encouraging and accompanying and just being there for people, no matter what level they're at, in order to support, to encourage, and to just like sort of help them do the best thing they can do, which is like sort of the best fun. And watching these guys in action and girls is an absolute pleasure for me. I'm glad to feel a part of that clan. We've got an open mic to do tonight, it's going to be packed full of loads of great performances. It's not for me to pick out anybody, but I would like to give a specific mention to my cousin, Maggie, who's a very talented poet, writer, prize-winning in fact, who's been an inspiration to me ever since I really started to take poetry and performing in front of people seriously. As a matter of fact, I think that taking my family to see her do a show and then realising that she was the featured artist and it was an open mic was the first time, probably just over 5 years ago, that I actually got on a stage. Actually 6 years ago, got on a stage in front of people and did my own poetry and did my own work. And that was doubly challenging at the time because A, I was really scared, and secondly, I had no teeth at the time because cut a long story short, I had an operation. I had to have all my teeth removed before it, and since then I have learnt to speak again. Okay, which is a debatable pleasure, but it took me a long time to have the confidence to drive with the car windows down, because I just felt I was going to cough or something and spit my teeth out in the road at 60 mile an hour. But my cousin Maggie, she inspired me, and I got up on that stage that night and I sort of shared my work, shared something that I had on my phone that I'd never given any thought to actually doing anything publicly, and it was very well received, and it was fantastically energizing and satisfying to have people come and say, "Oh, I really enjoyed that," or "That's really nice," or "You really touched me with this," or so in the words of the actual MC, okay, let's get this show on the road.
Close my eyes and open up to everything in life. Cross my heart and hope that we live. Close my eyes and feel. Close my arms and hold me tightly. Close my eyes and feel. I close my eyes and feel. And feel. Close my eyes. Close my eyes. I feel so. Close my eyes.
Close my eyes
and feel so much. Close my eyes and feel so much.
I will never forget how love feels. I will remember trust. I refuse to believe it will all be gone simply because I must. Don't get me wrong, I'm terrified. So many countless tears I've cried, but there's still a world out there for me to find before I lose my mind. Memories of felicity won't be gone. I'll still smell the waves. Close my eyes every song I've ever played. Don't get me wrong, I'm terrified. So many countless tears I've cried, but there's still a world out there for me to find before I lose my mind.
Here she comes. You better watch your step. She's going to break your heart in two. Yes, it's true. It's not hard to realize. Just look into her false-colored eyes. She'll bring you up just to put you down. What a clown. Everybody knows she's a femme fatale. Think she does to please, she's a femme fatale. She's just a little tease, she's a femme fatale. Just look at the way she walks, hear the way she talks. You've written in her book, number 47, have a look. She's going to play you for a fool. Yes, it's true. Voices in the street. Before you start, you'd already be. She's going to smile just to make you frown. What a clown. 'Cause everybody knows she's a femme fatale. Think she does to please, she's a femme fatale. She's just a little tease, she's a femme fatale. Just look at the way she walks, hear the way she talks. 'Cause everybody knows she's a femme fatale. Think she does to please, she's a femme fatale. She's just a little tease, she's a femme fatale. Just look at the way she walks, way she talks.
Do you ever feel worthless? Do you ever feel out of place? Like even on the best days, you have somehow lost your way. 'Cause even when I know the truth, I still stray far away. And even when I trust in you, these voices don't seem to fade. If I hold myself together while I'm falling apart, will you still see the truth in me? If I keep the smoke from my lungs and the blade from my wrist, will you still see the change he's made in me? I know I'm doing this so wrong, and it's insulting, this isolation. Another glimpse of this anxious, jaded recluse, the man I've been and run away from. Do you ever feel worthless? Do you ever feel out of place? Like even on the best days, you've somehow lost your way. And even when know the truth, I still stray far away. And even when I trust in you, these voices don't seem to fade. I'm not worthless, I'm getting better. I'm not worthless, I'm getting better. I'm not worthless, I'm getting better. I'm not worthless.
Hiya.
Like the flower follows the sunlight, needs eternal rain, there'll always be a season to cry. It's always been the reason we're high. Sorrow never knows ever turning tides, ever turning tides. In everything, the light's too much to bear. It's all to clear the way, but it's okay. You will always shine through the darkest days. Turn to face to hide, to set to dust and songs. The beauty in you grows, ever turning tides. Sorrow never knows, ever turning tides. Beauty in you grows, ever turning tides. Sorrow never knows, ever turning tides. The beauty in you grows, ever turning tides.
Searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. I've been a Hollywood, I've been a redwood, I've crossed the ocean for a searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching and I'm growing old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. Fala, deixa tu.
Sister, when will you wake up? Father, mother, is there still time to make up? Beneath the melting steel, there's a place where only fools exist. They laugh at me for crossing the bridge, but everything falls from grace when the scenes to God slams his fist. We're no longer top of the list. When I fade from it all, well, no one's gonna follow me down. When I shrink from it all, well, no one's gonna bring me around. I'm already breaking down. And what's it all about in the final hours? A battalion advancing on tragedy towers. One forgotten cause and begotten loot. Retiring paradise in a D-Mob suit. I got a knife to your throat now and nobody move. And nobody would ever dare. Releasing these two evils and then I'm through. And no one's gonna meet me there. And when I fade from it all, oh, no one's gonna follow me down. And when I shrink from it all, oh, no one's gonna bring me around. I'm already broken now.
She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses and a boyfriend too. It's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart, and I'm free. Free falling, falling, and I'm free. Free falling, falling. All the vampires walking through the valley, they move west on Ventura Boulevard. All the bad boys are standing in the shadows. All the good girls are home with broken hearts, and I'm free. Free falling, falling, and I'm free. Free falling, falling, and I'm free falling now. I'm free falling now. I'm free falling now. I'm free falling now. Free falling now. Free falling now. Free falling. Free falling. Wanna glide down over Mulholland. Wanna write her name in the sky. Wanna free fall out into nothing. Gonna leave this world for a while, and I'm free. Free falling, falling, and I'm free. Free falling, falling, free falling, falling, free falling, falling.
Welcome back, folks. Bathroom sessions with the Kickin Sisters.
Hello.
1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone who ever loved could look at me and know that I love you. Anyone who ever dreamed could look at me and know I dream of you. Knowing I love you so. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and love me too. Couldn't be another heart that hurt
This is a poem that Brian specifically asked for because I wrote it in January before COVID was really spoken of or heard of. But I suppose in that way it was a prediction poem because I foresaw all this in a strange way as I wrote this poem, and it's called January. Apologies to people who don't share my politics. The first month, the bleak month. January brings frost, sleet, hail, the iciest winds, scarves, coats, and clothes no longer pretty, layers, beanies, bobble hats, and whippet caps. Blue fingers, flayed red noses, fever shot, the colours of our flag, each face a woad graffitied patriot. This island plague, this ague shakes the land, a dark virus of winter spreads by hand and clouds the vaporous air. Turns us mean, bed exhausted, swollen glands, winter zombies, shifty eyes, and shameful Tory lies. Apocalyptic, joyless month, the preference of sleep to news, the tattered jack, its dreadful pall remains and disunites us all. The homeless croak from shacks on streets, old people die for lack of heat, the hourglass voids itself of sand, and Brexit's spectre stalks our land.
At night I'm wandering far, chasing comets. I dance in English evening summer skies. I dream of shooting star-spangled sonnets and chancing a wish, weaving lullabies. Hidden above a sheaf of cool grey pleats, for the English summer sky is weeping. Slumber starves beneath my cotton sheets, for now I wish somehow I was sleeping. My slumber denied by warm-hued nights, your beauty denied by English weather, a summer defined by storm-hidden lights, your debris spun flyby, gone forever. Oh, to ride within your dream catcher tail, to reside within my dream's blanket veil.
Hi, this is a poem called Oil and Water, which I wrote after learning that oil had been discovered in Guyana. It's about 5 minutes long, so I don't know if the whole thing will record, but here we go. Guyana, Guyana, land of many waters. Guyana, Guyana, land of many waters. There are refugees in the Caribbean Sea, fleeing from starvation and no electricity, Venezuelans crossing the Gulf of Paria, small boats rocking in the rough black waters, listen to their cries in the wind. Oil and water don't mix, let me tell ya, oil and water don't mix. In Trinidad, oil made some rich, now oil and gas both pumping, and the rich stay rich, but the poor stay poor, or what will happen in Guyana? Oil and water don't mix, let me tell ya, oil and water don't mix. Who remember the man with the ink-stained hands, draw round the shape of a calabash bowl, drip his quill in the ink with his long white hands, and say, here, this land is mine. Who gave him permission? No parrot, no jaguar, no lava. Who give him permission? No agouti, no camudi, no manatee. Who give him permission? No green heart tree, no mora, no crabwood, no ants, no cassava. Mine, mine, mine. Raindrop pause in the center of falling, say yes, absolutely. Place this teardrop on the Spaniard side, this one on the Dutch side, this one on the English side. Yes, absolutely. The river running crazy like a wild man from way up who know where, some mountain top, some stream. He and Mr. Rain in liaison, spit and bubble and run. He got the conversation going, got the conversation flowing, transformation. River turn waterfall, waterfall to rapid, full flow, jungle flow, catapulting down, singing all kind of chorus. Down to the river we go. Is me happy? Cutting through the jungle, hollering and warning, get out the way. As swallowing whole trees and mangrove roots, tumbling alongside piranha and water snake, eel and otter, all living and eating and mating and dying. The riverbed trembling with bones, with fossils, calcium deposit, and don't forget the gold, the long sought for gold. And after that the mercury in the belly up fish. If you have a chance to swallow and drown and chop and slice, is so he do. What he know about responsibility? Does he know the trees are our lungs? Just over the border now, men with machetes slice and burn and chop and burn, and who know the names of the silent people hiding in the wake of the chopped down trees? Did anyone ask them? Ask them? Did anybody know their name? Did anybody say, this is your land? Is this your land? Speaking for the water, remember Mama Water. Remember the daughters stolen from Africa, searching for the goddess who couldn't remember her name. Speaking for the water, oh land of many waters, Guyana. But now the black gold find is a different thing altogether. It's not just cutlass, it's not just woodcutter, not just driller and digger walking hand in hand, not just a coolie man or a black man or a white man, I'm a kusi. For oil and water don't mix, let me tell you. Oil and water don't mix. And who will take us to Omai now that Wilson Harris has gone? Who will take us to Omai? Who will row us across, guide us across the deep black, satin black wilderness? All the red and white of us, all the yellow and black of us, all the plantation of all the overseer, Massa Pickney, all the blue-eye, long hair of us, all the Douglas, the curly hair, the poets, all the rabbis, the obeah men, the pundit, all. For oil and water don't mix, let me tell you. Oil and water don't mix.
When I no longer need saving, and they learn I can survive on my own, they fade back into the darkness I've left behind, whilst I once again build my fortress of stones, where I've spent so much of my life fighting dangerous battles all on my own. I guess there are only so many times I can find the strength to let someone hold my trust, something they wanted yet is held like an unwanted gift, kept simply because they feel that they must. But can't they see it's wrapped in tape labelled fragile? They drop it so easily, covering the ground with dust, crumbling words, feelings, my life. Now just a blanket of sorrow trampled across, a launch pad for them to reach great heights. Well, maybe it's time now the dust has settled to pick up what's left and use it as cement that I can use to build my fortress stronger than it's ever been. And then, no matter what, there will always be a place for me. Does it really matter where we feel safe? Is being too scared to let another in weak? Surely it should all be in the word. Safe. Some people feel safest jumping from planes, trusting the fall will slowly bring them to ground once again, or maybe literally standing on top of the world, safe in the knowledge the treacherous journey will lead them home. Heart bursting with pride for how much they've grown. And me? I will build my fortress strong, fill it with hope and faith, the strength, the pain, hide behind the stone wall and padlock still gate. And it may seem like my chances came and then moved on, but no, my chance is right here. A chance to feel safe and have a house, a home, a place where I belong.
So she was outside, and she was outside. And the moon was huge, hung in its heaven, and she sat alone, lonely as the moon. And the July grass whispered at her feet, her bare feet. The grass tickled, caressed, marooned her feet, white as snow under a huge moon. And she was outside. And the intense orange glow of her cigarette betrayed ethereal she. The smoke that trailed spiraled toward the moon, and the moon was huge, and a bat skittle-scattled, flattishingling this way, that way, about her head, skittle here, scattle there, and she gallooed at the moon, 'cause she and the bat were outside of the house, outside of our reach, outside of our understanding, and the moon was huge, and she reaches celestial body, and the bat rests on her outstretched palm, her perfect hands, as white as the moon, near transparent, phantom-wise. The bat takes flight, moths to seek, eating on the wing, ears working overtime, moth sensitive, grab it in flight, the bat's clever little hands. She watches, admires the hunter, silhouetted against the patient moon, yearns for nicotine, considers returning inside, cadge a fag, some stupid boy, but contents herself with a timid sip of the Sauv Blanc that nestles beside, raises her glass and salutes the moon, the man in the moon, the girl on the lawn, akin.
Two little dicky birds were sitting on a wall. One named Tanisha, one called Laura, and from the corner of the cornea of Laura, she saw what she thought were a couple of ballers. 18 and handsome, cool crepes and a snapback, potentially packing heat, yeah, ready to clap, clap, brap. She knew their type and the cut of their jip, but one, Jerome, he was hot and articulate, and boy, he could ad-lib. Are we to be or not to be, Laura? Yo, that is the question. And if the beauty of Ophelia had not been captured by Malay, I would say his painting was a forgery. A pre-Raphaelite type rip-off of your form, you get me? And in good taste, you'd take its place in any gallery. What, is love a fallacy? Answer me candidly, don't hold back on me, girl. I'm a practicing Catholic, getting my whip, meet the Trinity. I'll be the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit in one, and I fly like Pontius Pilate. I crucify anyone, girl. See, I'll protect you, neglect you. Now, look, I respect the complexity within every speck and each aspect of this conception immaculate. And to a summer's day he said, I compare you to thee. And with each caesura he breathed like weak joint smoke, weakened the joints of her knees. And as she stepped from that wall, the ball had started to roll. Her fall so foolishly felt like love. Exploitation often it does. The buzz, the rush. Tanisha, she leaned out to touch, but she couldn't reach her. Jerome was like Dusty Springfield, son of a preacher man. He was the only boy who could ever reach me. He bumped just one little dicky bird now sitting on the wall of where Laura once sat. The bricks had started to cool. A fool.
See, Jerome was not a family man in the regular sense. His fam were bros and hoes who made pounds and pence. They moved keys while they locked down the hoods, pulled over eyes to disguise any remnants of good. But they hit the road. The good times rolled for little Laura, just 15 years old. She swore she could see his godlike aura. Jerome just saw a whore. An awestruck teenage cash cow, nothing more. Furthermore, by week 4, oh, I'm sure he is the one. Laura texted her mum. Mum, how was that bruise up on your neck done? Listen, love, when you're coming home, we'd like to talk about this. Jerome? Is there any chance we could have a chat? Listen, Mum, my phone's almost dead and my battery's flat. Look, I'm good. I'm fine. I promise you'll find me home tomorrow evening, supper time. Sublime's the time Jerome provides and he nourishes my soul from inside. The beeps are going, Mum. Low battery. The lights are flashing. Keep your chin upstairs. Tell Dad not to get wound up or recoil at the spring of our true love. Mama, I'm happy. I'm dancing inside, and that rouge bruise on the side of my neck was a side effect of the wine I imbibed. I opened my mouth far too wide. I was drunk and defiant, and then I spoke out a line. Mum, you know what I'm like. It's just that dark gobby side. Trust me. That's all that happened. Jerome choked me as a joke. Are you trying to imply that I'm lying to disguise some reprisal or underlying violence from my bloke? It was barely a stroke, and I knew when we spoke what you think, and that's the reason I've become so remote. And with the swipe of her thumb, Laura wiped out contact with Dad and Mum. It seemed to her water was thicker than the blood that she felt in her veins, pumping hard from Bacar, D and Coke and the smoke. And with each toke that she takes, Jerome raises his stakes. Hold it down. Don't be sick. Have some more. Take a hit, girl. You'll be a woman soon. You look fit and I'm smitten. You're my muse, I'm your bard. The way you handle that debit card, cutting those lines to your credit, you're fast and hard. Romantic the notion. Enjambment in motion. She sniffs one line to the other, poetic the potion. A coked up muse to a Mickey Mouse Shakespeare. Less Disney, more like Edmund from King Lear. Her mock Tudor man Tudor mocked through his plan Mephistopheles, Laura's story arc truly Jacobean. Jerome had separated parents from daughter, left the roots without food, without water, like a seed without sun, succeed it can't without none, vulnerable like a lamb to the slaughter. But now the narrative falters and confounds her, takes a twist, tears the script, disempowers. Like Ophelia's garments in Malay's artwork, heavy with drink, her mind a garland of wild flowers. The bow breaks, the sinking begins. No thinking required, the tricking begins. Turning tricks for Jerome, a quick fix with my bro, his woman has left him bereft. There'll be money and you'll listen, just do it for me. Yeah, he's clean, I'll personally guarantee. A lie. She thought as she lay for the second man that day, and by the third man the next day, Jerome relinquished all pay. And by the end of the week, she was withered and weakened, her voice so raw from pleading, please no more, that she stopped speaking. The torturous squeaking of bed springs, her season of love as cold as sexless as autumn that only winter could come. Like a stray dog impounded. For each pound she earned, she got pounded. As depressed as the bite marks sunk into her memory foam pillow found if she closed her eyes and screamed. Antithesis to an aphrodisiac, it seemed that she'd forget where she was, self-induced short-term memory loss, an amnesiac's bad dream. Full of dread. She's a body on a bed. Just a body with nobody, but a body's got nobody she can call upon, a stone to be bled. All alone in her head, like a loan, always spent. Body borrowed 10% of the girl on the wall, a mere shadow with before, just a carcass in the darkness, a cadaver, a metaphor. Now her shattered, battered body, rotten, bitter, cracked and damaged for her sanity, injects infection, couldn't care a less. I'm at to be or not to be, then not to be, she says. I'm all the better for. And I feel as dum-de-dum as Shakespeare's verse. She pops a pill, or maybe 4. Tea. Is it the steward that stole the master's daughter? Ophelia asked Laertes shortly before her death. Nothing so poetic for Laura. A polystyrene ceiling tile and a seething, unfeeling kiss of the teeth through a nicotine-stained smile of Jerome's nonchalant staring down was Laura's last image before her final breath.
Hi, I'm Gail from Devices and I wish you well. And I'm just going to read you a small selection of my poems. So I hope you enjoy them. Tilly wore a tinfoil hat, is what this one's called. Tilly wore a tinfoil hat because she said the CIA employ a special ninja bat to zap me with a mega ray. Tilly wore her hat and sat beneath the table, waiting for the rapture or the rat-a-tat of Russians at the kitchen door. For 40 years she sat like that on tenterhooks, in tinfoil clad, her tea delivered by the cat, and getting old and growing mad. Until the day that Tilly's cat departed from this mortal coil, and Tilly found that she was sat beneath the table, out of foil. "I'll have to brave the ninja bat," said Tilly, running up the street between the rays this way and that, with rubber slippers on her feet. Dacca, dacca, poing and splat, all the way to Sainsbury's. "I want my tinfoil for my hat," said Tilly, and, "Oh, sorry, please." She got the foil, thank God for that, and lived to fight another day beneath the table, in her hat and waiting for the CIA.
Ain't no use sitting wondering why, babe, if you don't know by now. And it ain't no use in sitting wondering why, babe, it'll never do anyhow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window, I'll be gone. You're the reason that I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, that's alright. And there ain't no use turning on your light, babe. A light I never know. Ain't no use turning on your light, babe. I'm on the dark side of the road. I wish there was something you could do or say, try to make me change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway. Don't think twice, it's alright. Ain't no use in calling out my name, girl, like you never done before. And it ain't no use calling out my name, girl, I can't hear you anymore. I'm a-thinking and a-wondering, walking down the road. Once loved a woman, a child I'm told. Gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright. Thinking, wandering down that road, lonesome road, babe, where I'm bound, I can't tell. Goodbye's too strong a word, babe, so I'll just say fare thee well. Now I ain't saying you treated me unkind, you just kinda wasted my precious time. You just kinda wasted all my precious time. Don't think twice, it's alright. Don't think twice, it's alright.
Okay, so if you're watching this part of the show, then we've almost come to the end, and that means that we're going to be entertained by the inimitable Mr. Ed Deedigan. I've no idea what he's going to do, and also I'm pretty sure he doesn't too. Okay, but whatever it is, it'll be entertaining. So I hope you've enjoyed the show. I hope that you will share us and you will give us the love on social media that we deserve, i.e. share amongst friends and family, encourage people that you know who have a talent or anything or something they want to get out, to join us and to send something in to us. And you can do that by sending your submissions to openmic at cando-arts.com. And the deadline for submissions each week is Monday night at 8 p.m. But I get a special dispensation because it's now 9. But I'll get away with it, thankfully. But so yeah, join us. Send us something in. Get involved. Okay. You never know where it's going to take you. I know there's been some fabulous performances tonight, and next week is our 21st. Okay, so that just means I got an excuse to bring some cake. Thanks everybody, and good night.
Oh, the Sisters of Mercy, they are not departed or gone. They were waiting for me when I thought that I just can't go on. They bought me their comfort, and later they brought me the song. Well, I hope you run into them, you who've been traveling long. It's you who must leave everything that you cannot control. It begins with your family, but soon it comes round to your soul. Well, I've been where you're hanging, and I think I can see how you're pinned. When you're not feeling holy, your loneliness says that you sin. Where they lay down beside me, I made my confession to them. They touched both my eyes as I touched the dew on their hems. If your life is a leaf that the seasons tear off and condemn, they will bind you with love that is graceful and green as the stem. When I left, they were sleeping. I hope you run into them soon. Turn on the light, you can read their address by the moon. And it won't make me jealous if I hear that they've sweetened your night. We weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. We weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright.
God, I hope you edit that properly.